And in 3, 2, 1. Got with me here Jordan Parmenter, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, for some reason, I'm like, you don't have 2 last names, do you?
Nah.
Nice. Never been married?
No, never married. And there's like, everyone tries to split the last name up, like Parmenter, it's just Parmenter.
Parmesan cheese.
That's the thing, is that's where it starts going, is like Parmesan, Parmentier. I got a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, are you still making music, rapping or anything? And
Fuck
really
yeah.
quick, right from the start, I'm going to take a shot of Svedka for this show. I'm doing a different... At the beginning, I started buying really expensive alcohol, and then I'm like, people feel limited on how much they drink, and I'm like, this is going to be like $20 a show.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're cranking out an episode a day.
So I'm like, I'm going to buy a little bit cheaper alcohol for people, you know, because then there's just... I don't know what to get, though. Literally, so I went there stoned, so I've just been getting into edible weed lately. And I go there kind of stoned, and I look at all the, like, literally a wall of alcohols, and it was the hardest. I mean, I was there till the person's like, could you make a decision and go, man? Or, like, you know, like it
You're
was
that person at that point?
Yeah, because I'd never really bought alcohol until a couple days ago, and they start buying, and I'm like, there's way too many options. I'm like, is there a difference between $10 and $20 vodka?
No, I mean...
No.
Listen,
I made a right choice then.
Yeah, you're fine with Svedka. Svedka, if you need a nice, cheap vodka, that's a great vodka.
Dope.
Yeah. I highly recommend, though, if you want, like, that $20 line, like Crater Lake.
Yeah.
Crater Lake, made in Oregon.
I guess I don't know where it is. I got a Crater Lake
Dope-ass
Reserve
vodka.
bottle where it's like the same, it's the smaller size, the 5th, for $50. Because it's like filters 100 more times, and they say it's way better. They're like, it'll be so smooth, and I wanted to try one nice alcohol in my life.
And
so like, it was the exact same. So I'm like, okay, well, that was a big waste. But I use it as a water bottle sometimes. I don't see it in here.
I've heard, people have always told me, like, $20 plus. That's what you want to do with some vodka. But Svedco get the job done.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's flavored, so I'm like, is this half a mixed drink? Should have honestly got something to make it a mixed drink, but
yeah.
Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm a whiskey guy. I like whiskey.
We keep running into whiskey people.
Literally every conversation's with whiskey people, and they all say, well, you must have just tried shitty whiskey. I'm not going to retell a story for a third time, but I'm like, what?
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No, but whiskey to me is like, I like it because I don't like, here's what I'll say. I don't like flavored whiskeys. I don't like whiskeys that are like super like sweet. I like Buffalo Trace. I like some simple whiskeys.
That's the Joe Rogan's one, right?
Yeah, he fucks with it. I like it because, honestly, it was like started in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Anything that lasted since the 1700s is either...
It's got to be okay.
Listen, you can make arguments either way, I think, but
so
I like to think it's a good company.
I gotta say, I got this last night. I literally drove 20 minutes to get it. I ordered it a month ago. It took a while to get here. Is this not the coolest thing in existence? Ready? In and out. I'm like, dude, because we've been walking around town lately, and I'm like, this is very sketchy. So I'm like, it'd be nice to have like a really tiny knife that with one hand, you got to really push it. Isn't that sick?
That's nice.
That's nice. And I have it. I'm like, I want to show this to everyone. Pretty much everyone who sees it. I know. So like pretty much it's just like in your hand really, but then it's like you have a knife.
You're always ready.
And I'm like, dude, honestly, how much ingenuity would it take to make one that you don't have to like, you know?
Right.
Seems like it'd go out and then you have to like shoot the spring back in.
Right.
But however people made it, probably way.
Yo, you know what you just reminded me of?
What?
Okay, so I was watching Alone last night. Do you know what this show is?
Do we ever? Yeah.
It's a great show.
Yeah. What
season 7. I was
Nice.
just watching. Rowan stabbed the muskox like after he shot it with a. I don't know if y'all seen it.
Wait, have you? Yeah, no, we don't watch the show, but have you seen season 2?
I mean, no.
There's
I don't think
some
so.
girl named Nicole Appelian. She won. She like did 53 days, and then she went home because she wanted to spend time with her family.
So
Yeah.
cool.
We
She's
met her.
awesome.
She's gonna come on the show.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
And she has like one of the records for Alone or something, or she's like the longest person
This
out
one
there.
they're doing like 100 days for $1 million on this season, and it's crazy.
Could you
Some
imagine
dude-
doing that? Could
no,
you do that?
No, I couldn't. I could never.
Yeah, 5. I mean, we tried 10 days with a tent and a rental car, and we were
Yeah.
like, at the end of it, we're like, I'm tapping out.
Grocery
We had grocery
stores,
stores,
yeah.
and we're like,
Wait,
fuck
you
this.
really like you kind of tried to do it?
We just went to Kauai, and we wanted to do it on the cheap, so
Yeah.
we didn't get a
Yeah.
hotel or anything. We just
and
like
it's
slept
10 days tough.
tents, and we were like,
we
dude,
were ambitious
dirty.
when we left. We were like, we're gonna eat butter, collagen, and like I don't know, tortillas or something. We were like, we're gonna
beef jerky.
beef jerky. Yeah, we're like, we're not gonna buy anything.
Right.
We weren't gonna get a
Neither of
rental
us
car.
have ever camped.
I mean, that's
yeah,
about
we
as
literally
close as it
we're
gets,
laying
right?
down that first night. We're like, we realized neither of us have ever camped. It's,
Yeah.
it's literally like we just flew somewhere to camp and we
like looked
have
at each
no
other. We're
experience.
like, wait, you haven't camped? I haven't camped since we were like a kid. And, like the parent does the whole thing. I'm gonna light up one of the Metolius CBD joints if you'd want.
Hell yeah.
Right there in the ashtray. But yeah, I don't know.
Wait, this is an ashtray?
That's an ashtray.
That's a fancy ass
I
ashtray.
know, it's like $2 at Trader Joe or TJ Maxx. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's a
worth it.
score. But yeah, so I'm like, man, the heat may ruin the table.
Fuck? This is your torch? Bro, you got so many gadgets.
Just like a bunch of random cool little things. That's when when I'm having a show, I'm like, why wouldn't every part of the show be really fun and cool?
For real. Is this
So
childproof?
You just it's Jordan Parmesan cheese proof. You just
Exactly,
pull the
you
cap off.
Nah, stop playing.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. There we go. I just want to be careful sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's a... Dang, where do you get this stuff, bro?
Crazy, right? Some people that we met recently there. So like half it's CBD isolate, half it's keef. But it's all
I
CBD. It won't get
see,
too
I
hot,
see, I
which
see.
is helpful for me, especially like editing at night, because I get way too stoned off of edibles, and then I'm like, what do I do? And then I'm like, these actually kind of help quite a bit. But you never tried CBD?
No, I never tried CBD.
Haven't you ever came across it? It's kind of more expensive than regular weed sometimes.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not even a good stoner. Don't even get me wrong. Like, dang, this thing's so futuristic. I don't know how to use this shit.
Me too. I have two of them too.
I'm a dirty stoner. I can't like...
You like
I
scrape
smoke-
the resin from the bowl,
I
smoke
smoke
it.
dirties. I don't do that, but I smoke tobacco with my weed. And so CBD just never interested me because even just smoking regular weed sometimes is like tough. It doesn't really do a lot unless it's some good shit.
Yeah.
But
So you must. It's funny. We got into first off. I got into backwoods, but literally just smoking the backwood, not even a blunt. I was like, man, tobacco's kind of fun. And then I started reeking every day. Like literally, I'd have to wash
the
the clothes.
backwood?
Yeah, just smelling like smoke, pretty much. Just like laying on a hammock outside, smoking a backwood. And then we moved to Juul because we were like, the nicotine part of it's fun. And now we're finally no nicotine in our lives.
see, I'm a nicotine fiend.
Are
I
you?
love that. I love that
What
rush.
kind?
I'll take anything that I can get, really. Like, if I'm drinking, I can take a cigarette. I'll take two.
You ever
If
tried
got
a Zen?
I Zen pouch it out. I'll throw
Yeah?
3 upper deckers in. Have a good night.
You can have one if you want halfway through the show or whenever you want.
Give me one of these and an antihistamine. No, I'm just
You just start chewing and eat it. I know how to use these, man.
Hey, man,
Don't just
this
chew
ain't my
it.
first rodeo.
Nothing goes with drinking like nicotine, but CBD helps.
What are the best combinations ever invented? Nicotine, and
And alcohol.
alcohol.
MDMA and float tanks. Ketamine and music. Mushrooms and nature. And weed and nothing ever. I don't know why I keep taking weed. It always sends me into this like thing where like my heart's racing. I'm like, this matters. And then I'm like, well, what gets me so caught up in the moment? Weed does the exact opposite to me of probably everyone else.
See,
You can probably spit in the ashtray too if you want.
no,
You swallow.
I mean, listen, dog, I go hard. I'm here for it. I was gonna say, you took it like so much crazier. You made me think like, damn, there's some crazy combinations out there. What's your favorite thing to do on like a psychedelic trip? Like, what's your favorite part of that experience? Anybody?
And so yeah, so it's funny. Anyway. So like I won't really even take acid anymore because it lasts so long, and mushrooms also kind of last a long time. DMT, which I've publicly spoken about a ton, very big fan of because it's like, what are you gonna do on it? It's like you just kind of lay down, even in dark or out inside or like in a lit room. It's like lay down and just because it's so short, it's like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. But like, dude, if I were to take mushrooms now, again, float tank, like it's really such a safe base. You feel like you're like floating in space, but it's warm and you feel comfortable, and it's like that's hands down my favorite activity for any sort of recreational substance with like that power to it.
Float tank?
You?
I've never been in a float tank.
You haven't? That'd be worth going to. But on psychedelics, you take them and you just, what do you do?
I do a lot of things. I go on adventures, listen to music. That's probably my favorite part of it, to be honest, is the music part, like having the right playlist for the right moment. But ultimately, like, I like using it as like a nice reset. So I've never done DMT. I've always been curious about it, never done it. But I'm on
Wanna do
your
some
saying
right now on air? I'm kidding. It's like 10 minutes of silence.
Bro, yeah, that'd
Someday.
be a way to boost some views, right? That gets some attention. Dude does DMT live.
I wonder if we get kicked off YouTube or how that works.
Probably you get a
'Cause you're,
strike
like,
or something.
doing an illegal substance.
Right.
I wonder if they ever catch me for smoking weed, actually, because it's CBD.
It's
like
CBD.
federally illegal, but how can I tell them, like, no, it looks like weed, it tastes like weed, it smokes like weed, but it's not.
It's like it's movie weed. You buy this shit at
Oh,
7-Eleven?
lesson learned.
Ah!
You cannot use an ashtray for a spit.
Oh shit!
came
I
up
didn't
and hit
even
me
think
there.
about that.
Lesson learned.
Oh, I got you. Right on.
As soon as that happens, I'm just going to use this one for a spit. That's horrendous. We'll just have ash everywhere. Well,
That's fun.
I don't know why I told you to do it before I'd ever even tried it. I'm like, what's the wrong? And then you like spit some air after
Yeah.
it. Shots right into my eye.
Yeah.
Guess they're not that nice ashtrays, but.
I mean, you should have swallowed.
Didn't it give you a stomach ache? I've never even tried swallowing it.
To be honest, it's like I said. I'm a piece of shit.
You're a fiend.
Yeah,
I can dig it, man.
been here too long doing this.
You're 42. How old again did you say you were?
45. I
45.
feel a lot. Sorry to hog the torch.
Oh, I'm good.
No, I'm 25, bro. I'm getting up there. Getting a lot of gray
Jeez.
hairs and shit. I see what you did there.
God damn it. I think I just set it down in it.
Yeah, fun. Torch will work. Torch it out.
Cut it off.
The fact that you use a torch for your joints
Yeah. Too much? Is it overkill?
It's intimidating to me.
Is it?
A little bit.
Well, I kind of like show the person how to do it. You just kind of hold it there for a while.
I mean, my brain just goes straight to like dabs when I see a torch. So I'm like holding it, holding it out here, trying to do it off.
The most important aspect of this is making sure I don't put the vodka in the spit container.
Right.
Keep one on each side of me
Just
now.
keep mixing your shit.
This is
Pour some liquid death in there, dog. Get it going.
God, this is immediately becoming a show of purely just, yeah, get it? We just hang out and take substances for an hour. No, what have you been up to in life? Have you been doing anything fun, interesting, or wild, or something you're looking forward to?
I want to start doing
Going to
some
an
traveling
orgy.
and shit.
Nice.
An orgy would be cool. Any invitations
You
out
wouldn't turn
there?
it down?
I'm not saying I'm gonna go for sure, but I might ask some questions.
It's all guys.
Hey, that's
Open invitation.
that doesn't make it a no for me personally. I still might want to see, you know.
Where are you going to travel? This seems like the worst time in the possible world to be like, you know what hobby I'm
Well,
going
that's
to
the
pick
thing,
up, guys?
yeah. Well, that's
Traveling.
why I want to travel, because I've been so fucking locked up.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm trapped.
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere. I want to go to fucking Texas if it wasn't.
That's traveling?
Yeah.
I thought you
That's
meant
where
like
you wanna
I thought you
go.
meant like to the
Texas.
ocean or like
Well, for reasons. I got homies out there.
Oh.
Okay,
Like
I'm
Kyler's
nice.
out there.
I'm like I want to go to the ocean or a beach or something. When I think travel, I don't mean like hotter, drier, like sandier desert.
I want to go to Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, seriously. I want to go to New Mexico, man.
Hell
Just
no.
inland
No,
about
I agree
500
with you
miles.
A nice vacation would be like Greece or something. That'd be cool.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that would be
gosh,
insanity. It'd change
Yeah.
you forever. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm a well-traveled person now. Look at me.
Yeah. Taking shrooms in Greece. Can you take shrooms in Greece? Is that a thing? Can you Amazon package yourself some shrooms to Greece?
No,
don't
you
know.
probably
That'd be
ship drugs pretty easily. I don't know across
No,
countries.
I don't know. Yeah.
Shrooms. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Those are ones that I'm like, I don't know, man. Have you never had a bad experience on mushrooms?
No, I love it.
No. Well, that's cool, man. The number one thing to do is let your guard down and get really cocky about it.
Yeah.
You do
Yeah,
another
yeah.
shroom take. You come back the next time.
Just
I
go
don't
into it
really
so
like
confident.
psychedelics, Tiger. You come on.
Tiger, I went too deep.
I went too deep. I got lost in the sauce, man.
Nah, I do. I don't like acid because it's too long. But
It's too long. Does nobody realize that? Everyone's like, oh, you just take like a drop
Yeah,
or two.
someone make a shorter
comfort.
acid, please.
8 or
'Cause,
10.
yeah, there's
I've been
some good
asking for
lessons
people to make a
learned.
longer MDMA. The exact opposite side
like
of that. I'm
that.
like, that should be like 10 hours.
I'm for it. I'll be in that club.
Right? And then you
Mhm.
come down really smooth. You'd be like, this is a quite nice experience. But
That'd be the
doesn't
most
quite roll that way.
addicting thing in the world.
Yeah.
I
Just
see.
dump all your.
I don't even think since we've came on, it's been 12, 13 episodes. You're going to be, I forgot to even write in your name. The last guest had the other guest's name on it. I've been way too sloppy with that to
Oh,
even keep
man.
it up. You're the first guest who showed up with a mask on. Were you going to do the show with a mask if I
Oh.
was masked up?
I mean, yeah, out of respect, it's your spot.
I don't think we've talked about
I'm a
COVID
nice
on the
guy.
show at all. Are you like COVID? Are you like one of the people who's like very strong one way or the other? Or do you just not care at
Nah,
all?
I really don't give a shit.
I don't care at all either.
Yeah.
And people were like forcing you. It's like, well, you need to be on one of them. Like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm pretty much here to get by, help
Mm-hmm.
help where I can, do my part and shit.
I'll like whoever's boot wins. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Nah, bro, I'm all about like yeah, just whatever the protocols are,
Yeah.
I'll follow them. You know what I mean?
Until, I don't know, there was just a meeting which was like all unvaccinated people have to like make their argument for why they don't need it for like Oregon and stuff. And I'm like, are you?
I'm vaccinated.
We're not.
You're not?
I'm not. Kenzie is. Kenzie's halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Halfway.
Have to be.
Everyone gives me hell for it. And it's not even like I'm against it or anything. It's just like, okay, do I really want to go to a place and get a shot, which I hate? And then 2, I feel sick for a day, which I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that sounds like really unfun.
Yeah.
Like just a not fun day adventure. And then I'm like, okay, I'll go get it tomorrow. And I wake up at like 1 or 2 and I'm like, do I really want to go
Yeah,
fucking
like, I don't
do
wanna
that?
fucking do it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to go do that at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a bigger meaning to it of like, oh, I'm just like maybe partially like, fuck the government. But second, also, it's just kind of like, sounds like a really unfun day or 2.
And see, I'm cool with that too. Like, if that's how you feel about it.
So many people aren't.
That's
But like,
fine.
if you're vaccinated, that's how you should be. It's like, oh, you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people lately are like, I'm not safe unless you're also vaccinated. I'm like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I get it, but it's like, yeah, let people live their lives.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Ultimately, that's the best way to go about things. Is just let people live their lives.
We kind of brought it up with the last guest, but in many ways, we're doing like, hey, we're going to screw over kids in order to save grandparents. And it's like, is this worthwhile? Like, having your kid grow up right now, like, not really having friends they can hang out with, school, masks, and everyone in public. They're like
school
growing
went
up
to
so
shit.
distorted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but we're saving 90-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe. It
Yeah.
sounds like the wrong direction to prioritize, like, who we're helping and hurting
Right.
in society on a daily, like, day. So I'm like, but then again, like I always say, you go to Walmart and you see how many obese people there are, and you're like, oh, it's everyone. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, Walmart, like, and I feel really bad for the immunocompromised people, but that's the only COVID spiel I'll do on the show. Depending on what guest I come on, like, if they're not a friend, I just tell them, like, if they're vaccinated, I'm like, yep, me too. And if they're not, I'm like, nope, me neither.
You
I'm like,
just ride with it either way.
riding with it in terms of, like, I don't want to make this a fucking spiel every
feel it.
episode. Like, every episode
Yeah.
shouldn't talk about COVID. That's how it was. I almost, like, made a post or tweeted that out where I'm like, podcasts were better pre-2020 and especially pre-2016. Like, before
yeah.
the world got political,
Yep.
podcasts were like, oh, so fun. And then even before COVID, they were funner. And now it's like, dude, fucking listen to a podcast just talking about COVID or political shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
not really the vibe.
No, I got like 2 that I follow pretty closely. That's about
Call
it.
me daddy,
And
call
they're-
her daddy, and the bitch Bible.
That's okay. So I got 4 that I listen to because I like fucking Your Mom's House with Tom Segura. He's hilarious. And then I also watch his other one with Bert Kreischer, 2 Bears, 1 Cave.
Tom Segura's like the funnier Burt Kreischer.
Yeah.
Without the annoying laugh.
Yeah,
Without the no shirt gimmick.
yeah,
Yeah, Tom, what's his name?
Segura.
Segura. He's a
Yeah.
funny guy.
I like him, and I like the way I like their relationship. He kind of like patronizes Bert, but lets him write out Bert Chrysler.
Burt Chrysler.
No one can say that guy's last name. And it's fucking
Chrysler. I saw
hilarious.
him live.
Did you really?
Didn't really like it. When I was in LA, who opened for Joe Rogan? It was Cheeto Santino,
Mm-hmm.
Burt Kreischer, Joe List, and then there was one girl was MC. And she wasn't like famous or anything. She was just MCing Hollywood improv. And then Joe Rogan came on. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun experience. It's funny. Tim Dillon, who's our favorite comedian, is coming to Portland. And we like looked at tickets and they're like $55. And we're like,
He's
nah.
yeah.
I don't know if
getting
you
it.
watch Workaholics where they're going to show
Yeah.
each other their dick. They're like,
Nah.
nah.
Yeah, they're like fluffing up
They
some
like,
shit.
fluff
yeah.
it up, fluff it up.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
That's how
Not
we were
today,
about the
not
tickets
today.
for like $100 for 2 of us and driving.
Can't
Like,
do it.
Nah.
Nah.
I mean, live shows and live comedy are only so good compared to like recorded. The best of the best. Like,
Right.
yeah, you're in a crowd, like everyone around you's laughing. Maybe it'll get you. It doesn't really do that for me,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I miss live shows.
Yeah.
I miss live
Yeah.
shows. Well, that's what you made me think about, bro. It was like
performing or watching them.
both. I want to hit a stage again so bad, and like, yeah. I just don't. I'm not right now because this shit's wild.
Aren't there
and-
like undercover shows? Like, do you know Jeremy Dirtball?
Nah.
The number of guests who come through that have interlapping friend groups surprises me. And Dirtball seems to be like someone in Eugene who everyone knows somehow. He like MCs at places. Someone named Thomas Hira MCs at a lot of shows.
I know
Like,
Thomas.
you do?
I don't know him.
But
heard
you've
of
seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of people who perform in like similar scenes. So
Mhm.
like a lot of them I think have been doing like underground shows like out in forests every other Sunday or something.
What the fuck?
You can go
Where's that
perform at
memo?
one. I'll send you his number, you number and be like, hey,
Hell
you should
yeah.
invite this guy to the next one. He's actually really fun.
I'd love to get hyphy.
Hyphy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually it's funny, on Juneteenth this year, because I had a local rapper named M5 Vibe on the show, and a while went by and I met this person called Medusa. She lives down in like LA and stuff, and she headlined the Juneteenth event.
Oh,
and it was
hell
so
yeah.
fun because I was talking to her outside. It's funny, we actually knew these neighbors before we moved in. I was out on back talking to her, and I'm like, yeah, I know a couple of people like in like the local rap community because she's a rapper. Someone named like Traylon Day, and she's like, I was just at his house. I'm like, and someone named M55, and she's like, I'm like, they both came on my show. So if she's ever in Oregon, it'll be a blast to have her on the show. She's like a very awesome figure.
That'd be dope. I've definitely noticed like the inner workings, kind of like the music scene here. If you're part of like the main music scene, there's definitely some like groups. Then it's like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I support it. It's cool. Do your thing. Get out there, be part of a movement and shit.
Yeah,
it helps.
I mean, that's the whole thing. We watched one of the best live shows we've ever seen. Anna Moss, this person from like Louisiana, came and played on literally that guy's back porch, like 50
dope.
people. And you look her
So
up after
good.
the fact. She doesn't have her music on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere. And I'm like, that's the bigger thing than like local music is like, hey, have your music listenable to by people in their free time.
Right.
She's incredible.
She's incredible, but she's like, well, I have
So
one
good.
song on my Patreon or something like that. I'm like, whack.
Right.
What are you talking
I want to
about
add
here?
it to a playlist.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
I want
To it.
like you literally have to make it so easy for your customers to use your product for like music or like if you have a movie like
Yeah.
everywhere on Netflix and
Yep.
YouTube and so.
Convenience wins.
Convenience wins.
Yes,
That's
it
a good way of
does.
phrasing it. Seriously, every time. So many people have products that are just like slightly inconvenient or like too many choices. Much like the alcohol when I went there and it was like way too much.
Yeah.
Like you go on Netflix and it's way too many movies. I'm like,
Yep.
dude, if you just had a really nice fine selection of shit you know I'd like, that'd make me way happier than like every night being like, I'm just gonna throw fucking 30 Rock back on. Is this what you
Right.
want, Netflix?
Right.
How many people use Netflix just for binging shows? It's got to be the majority by
Yeah.
far.
I read one time that like 30% of all internet use at any given time goes to Netflix
I
throughout
thought
like
it
a
was
day.
porn. I thought 10%'s to Netflix.
Is it? I
Yeah.
mean, shit. I could be wrong.
I don't know why I'd remember that statistic.
Porn? I mean, I see that too.
I see that too. From a friend, of course.
Yeah, but it was a link I clicked on. It was an
It was
accident.
so random. It was like labeled something wrong.
hmm
3 hours later, and I go back to Reddit.
I don't know how I got here.
I don't even know what this is. But yeah, I'm going to keep drinking a little bit. This might be the first show that I get moderately drunk for,
Go ahead.
which would be fun.
Go ahead.
I know. I wish I really knew the legality of Oregon, like if I could offer someone actually DMT on the show. Because again, if you got caught with it on the street, you get a $100 fine and a misdemeanor. So I'm like,
That's it?
yeah. Did you not hear about that? That was like big news a little while ago.
Oh,
Massive.
I'm dumb.
Yeah,
I know what
you
you're talking
fucking
about.
idiot.
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah, yeah.
kidding.
No,
It
no,
was,
no.
it was massive news for people who enjoy substances where they're like, it's not legal,
It's like decriminalized.
but you
type
like
shit.
really made it pretty cash money to do it publicly. So
Yeah.
I'm like, if the show's based in Oregon, at what extent can I kind of like slide the rule? Can I like talk about like whatever, like blow or MDMA? Like, can I talk about literally anything? You know,
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing, and I'm like, I'll look up the legality of it. And like nighttime comes, I'm like on my phone, I'm like, sounds like the most unfun thing to look up in the world right
Bro,
now.
Reading legislation.
Yeah, just reading legislation.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so boring. It's
So
so
boring.
boring.
I think-
bro, I just started. I won't go too deep into this because it's boring. But like,
Thanks
I've
for the
had
heads
to get into legal shit recently because of my job and shit,
Yeah.
and just learning about how the inner workings of how shit works and how like,
It's obnoxious.
oh, it's
Yeah.
draining. It's so draining.
Was it like 2 or 3, and maybe it's something you don't want to talk about, like a couple years ago, you didn't take kratom for a specific reason? Is that all dealt with by now? And can
Yeah.
you're cool talking about
Yeah,
it?
no, yeah, that was just a DUI. That
Oh,
was just
it
some
was.
dumb shit. Yeah.
And then you just couldn't like smoke weed or like, did
Yeah.
kratom show up? Did you end up taking it? Because it's legal. So
Yeah, no, it didn't show up.
nice. Yeah, no
Yeah.
drug test I've ever taken has came up for positive for anything. So I'm like, it's kind of a cool substance for that reason. To be
Bro,
like,
it was dope.
nobody cares.
I liked it. I've only done it that one time. It was interesting. It
Really?
kinda-
How would you
it
not
kinda
try it?
reminded
You haven't
me of,
tried
like-
CBD and you really haven't tried kratom? What do? Do you just like, I'm not interested in new substances at all.
No, I have my substances that I enjoy.
Meth. I'm kidding.
Meth, a little black tar.
Just always throwing random things on other people. One guy came on the show and he was railing against refined meat and stuff. He's like, yeah, man, sometimes I'll just walk down the meat aisle. I'm like, at the gay club? Like,
Yeah.
people leave like these massive openings in what they're saying and they're just asking for it. Throw a joke in there at my
Right.
expense. And I'm like, sometimes I finish a show, I'm like, am I really mean to the guests? And then I'm like, nah.
Nah, you
Fuck
gotta
it.
keep it. Yo, if they're gonna
Friendly.
give you the little underhand
Here,
pitch, you
I was
gotta
walking
just-
down a meat aisle.
Yeah.
Like, what runs through your head? Like, okay, this
Look.
could either be the boringest show in the world, where I'm like, yeah, as you're walking down the meat aisle looking at bratwurst, or I could be like, gay.
Yeah. You gotta keep the people entertained. You gotta keep them entertained.
You got to know how to get them going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know. This show's small enough that I'm like, you know, if in 10 years it gets bigger, 5 years or however long, that like the back episodes get like, you said retarded in 2020. It's like
You're gonna get
2025.
demonetized,
And
bro.
I'm like, are you gonna be mad at me for something I did 4 years ago? So I get to have fun early on.
Yeah.
And then later on, if it gets to a place where it's like listened to pretty publicly, then I'll start like buttoning up. Maybe, probably not.
Nah.
Fuck it.
You gotta just roll with it. If you're gonna, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, if you're a good person, you're saying something as a joke. I think most people are gonna understand. At the end of the day, most logical people.
should.
You know what I mean?
Until they cut clips of people. Like
Right.
I had a Dare shirt, you know, those like anti-drug shirts.
Yeah.
And we were with some people and they're like, nice Dare shirt. What does that stand for? Dicks are really exciting or something. I'm like, if I had a video clip of you saying that, I would have cut it down to just dicks are really exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cutting people out of context really can change the perception of like
Bro,
the video, you know?
for real, and change the like the tone of it.
Mhm.
Like the biggest example is text. Everyone knows that. Like you don't know like tone is missing in text, and so you could be like meaning to say it in an exciting way and be like, "Yo, yeah, dope."
So I take it you're a big Drake supporter in the whole Kanye Drake beef.
Hell no.
Okay,
Bro.
'cause like the way you said that, you're like, he was texting Billy Bob Brown, not in the grooming or child molester way. Drake was just wishing the best for her. It was cut
to
out
be
of
honest,
context.
I've managed to stay out of
Get in it.
that zone. I don't know anything about it. What's going on? Ye posted
His address.
his address,
Who
and
cares?
yeah,
You're in Toronto. Nobody violent lives there.
isn't that public information too?
Seems
can't
like
you-
it.
Yeah.
But anyways, literally just today, I ordered. So with Donda, what's coming out is a 4 recorder, like all the samples of it. So just the acapella vocals, drums, bass,
Oh,
and then
hell
all
yeah.
other samples.
Mhm.
And so you can like split it in 4 and change the volumes. It's like it was on Kanye's site today, and I'm like, I don't know how long it's gonna last, or if it's like, because some of his shoes you buy for $200, and the next day they were out and they're $1,300. I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna buy one.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Get it.
yourself.
When the Elon Musk flamethrower came out, I didn't buy it, and then it sold out the next day. I was
Big
like,
regret.
I'm an idiot, you know. So
Were you in the market for a flamethrower? Were you really
I
trying
was
to?
on the site when
When
they
are
were
you kinda
available.
not
I
in
made
the
like a
market?
joke
That's
video.
right.
Do you want to try one of these? Have you ever tried ginseng
is
and
that?
royal jelly? Are you allergic to honey? Some person who was just
Yeah.
over said you gotta ask people if they're allergic to honey. Because
What
Mackenzie was like, we have an EpiPen. Now that I live here, I literally do this all the time.
Why would you not?
Why would I not, man? Because imagine you go up and rob someone, and you're like, give me all your money, like, hey man, or like belligerent, and someone just goes, you'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna fuck with this guy,
Yeah, I'd be
man.
like, hi.
all right. So
Wait, so what is this?
we just got it like a day or two ago at this like hippie barn nearby.
They're a lot of fun.
They're a lot of fun. More than anything, you rip off the red top
Hmm.
and you stick the straw in. It's like a syringe kind of thing.
Is this a drink?
It's a drink.
Yeah.
How come I'm struggling with tops today, bro? Oh, there we go.
All of today. Is this also a screw top? And you actually kind of shake it up a little bit, and then you stick that in, and then you just sip it. You just take little sips off it, man.
I feel like
Is
a
it-
little hummingbird.
Am I supposed to? Is this sweet?
It's kind of honey-like with ginseng. It's kind of like a Chinese energy drink. I think ginseng's been used for like a long time to like help with energy levels.
It's really nice.
Yeah. And more, so I just got them yesterday. You're the first guest to try one. I ordered
It's spicy.
70 of them after I tried it.
Why is it spicy? It's a little spicy.
Do you still watch TikToks? Were you the
I
one
mean-
who you got into them for like a little while?
Yeah, I fuck with TikTok.
I love you so much. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I fuck
So
with
fun.
dark TikTok, like
What's dark TikTok?
like not the mainstream shit.
We should go on both our TikToks and scroll and just see the
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should, bro. I got some good ass shit. I like the type of shit that's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
How do I
what's dark
describe it?
TikTok?
Yeah, like 18 plus TikTok.
No.
Softcore.
Yeah, I just go to Pornhub for that. That's
Yeah,
just,
I know. That's why I'm like,
It's free. It's
It's
so
free.
easy. Nah, but like just I don't know, like Christina Pajitsky, like Tom Segura's wife.
Yeah.
She's a TikTok curator, quote unquote.
interesting.
And so I got into her TikTok lane. She has some hilarious shit.
Like she saves other people's TikToks. She
Yeah,
doesn't make
she's
her
just
own.
a curator. She just
On
is-
YouTube?
Yeah.
Where would I find that? I'd be down to watch one of
Instagram.
them.
Yeah,
Instagram.
she posted on her Instagram.
I will watch one because I'm deadly curious. What's a dark TikTok? Just give an example for people listening.
like a dude with his shirt off, camera angled
That's
down.
it. Cut off. Now we're done talking.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
No,
There you go.
ahead.
No. Top row of no teeth. Like you're picturing it already, bro.
No, I
Like,
was just picturing you saying, dude, topless, they camera angled down. All right, that's all he has to say about
I mean,
the
that could
TikTok.
go a lot of different ways. I'm gonna just say it, but no, I'm just like, up this angle only, like
Okay,
just
yeah.
directly down and facing upward. Usually a really like they call them cool guys, but they're not cool guys.
Okay, yeah.
They're not cool guys.
Yeah.
They're just weird dudes trying to be like, any girls in my area in a 50-mile radius, I'd like to tongue your booty hole or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
like
yeah.
some weird shit or just some shit like that. It's just fun. Let loose TikTok.
For sure.
Kinsey does this all the time where she describes a TikTok to me, and it's literally like
It's
one
so
1/100th as funny as it
Yeah.
actually is watching the TikTok.
Mhm.
Explaining TikToks is one of the most challenging.
Because
It's
yes,
difficult.
It's like a 7-second video, and you're like, that'll be easy to explain. And like halfway into the story, you're like, this is the dumbest thing I've
Well,
ever
that's the
explained.
fucking problem. Is it's 7 seconds, so your explanation is longer than the fucking
Yeah,
video. It's
yeah,
like-
like I could literally just watch it right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I just go for like, because I mean, the more ones that you like, it shows you more like that. So I'm trying to curate it into just being comedy, like boom, joke, boom, joke, boom, joke. And still, it spams my feed with softcore porn and
Yeah.
other random things where it's like, even if you haven't liked a single video of a girl dancing, it'll like, you want to see a girl's breasts right now? I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
chilling. What the
It's
fuck?
like it's like just trying to like see if you're tempted today.
Hey, are ya?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'm like, I
What about
literally
today?
just like the memes.
Yeah.
Just show me jokes.
I have a theory on that though, and it's I don't know how you choose your sexuality on your social medias, but I list myself as a male, and I will get that shit every new social media site I join, bro. My first 10 friend invites, that's a goddamn.
Yeah.
Bro, it's all softcore porn sites like trying to like add me tonight, local
Like
hot
ads,
mom.
or
Yeah,
like not ads, but like bots.
Right.
Yeah, it's wild. Like literally, I had to go through Instagram like 2 years ago, and I unfollowed every account who I went to that looked like a bot, and it brought it from like 2,000 down to like 200, and I'm like, is Instagram and Twitter just bots?
It's fake.
It's
all
fake.
fake, bro.
All social media seems incredible, especially so if you go to like a genuine creator, like there's this guy now called Naval. He's like 1 million Twitter followers, and you look at his engagement, and it's like 10,000 retweets, 15,000 likes, or 20,000 likes, and then you go to Kim Kardashian's 44 million. You expect to be 45, like, but it's literally less likes and retweets. So I'm like, this seems very fraudulent.
It's all it's all
Sus.
just like
You know, it just
how
seems
can you
paid
paint
for.
the picture? Yeah, how much can you pay?
And dead accounts too. Like, how many social medias do you like start and use for a couple months and you leave? And it's like,
Yeah,
So many.
so many.
I
So
love
many.
starting accounts and then.
Do
just
you ever get that
abandon.
experience though when you join the social
don't
media?
talk to her. No, I'm kidding.
She's like just the unmentionable.
I'm kidding. No.
We want to get a curtain. for
Yeah,
me, I
just
think.
block
Cut
you
her
off.
out.
Yeah.
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 It'd make the shot more aesthetic. I'm kidding.
Right.
It's just gorgeous.
I mean,
Oh.
no,
Brutal.
but do you have that experience where like you join a social media account and you just have like fake guy bot account like,
Tons.
yo, let's meet meet
every-
up tonight in your local area.
You know the
Like,
funniest bot we got, dude, was someone trying to rent a home in Eugene.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And he's like, "Yeah, come look at it." And we drive like 30 minutes to come look at an
Dressed
awesome
up kinda,
rental,
like,
dressed up.
nice, like,
It was like, "Wow, this is
ready
a
to
great
meet a
price."
landlord.
And the guy's like, "I'm not there." And he even texted, "Oops." And like Kenzie just said as a joke now, "Oops." And it was a spam. He was just trying to like get money for a rental that wasn't
Yeah.
even his.
He's like,
Huh.
well, if you want to rent it, just look in the windows.
Yeah,
and
look at the
then-
windows, and we're like, the blinds are shut,
and
man.
send me the
Yeah.
money, and then I'll mail
He's
you
like,
the key.
"Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sick.
It's
I'm
like-
sick. I can't show up today. Oops."
And I'm in a different
Oops.
state
Oops.
all of a
He's-
sudden. I know I
yeah.
told you to meet me there, but I'm in a different state now. So.
I
Yeah,
had
he
a-
was like,
I had
"I'm
a
in
meeting.
Idaho." I'm like,
Who goes to Idaho?
Yeah.
There's nothing in Idaho. He was
between
lying.
telling you to show up somewhere the same day, I'm like,
Mhm.
we just got by a bot.
Yeah.
And that's that. Oops.
Oops.
So now whenever we fuck, we're like, oops.
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 My bad. Oops.
Sometimes it's a legitimate thing where you like do something and you're like, yeah, I fucked up there. Oops.
Oops. What else can you say?
And now
though?
it's like
Yeah.
the most comforting thing to have that is like a callback to like a year and a half ago
Yeah.
of being caught by a bot. What do you think of that? You're the first guest to try one of those.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not. It's cool.
Yeah, it's surprisingly kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Very
I'm-
wasteful.
Confused by the whole thing, but I like it. Yo, have you ever eaten a honeycomb?
Yes.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Good
Yeah.
experience?
Great
I've
experience.
never tried it. I've always wanted to, is why I
You
asked.
should, because they're like $20 or like $15 for like a
Why
tiny.
would I do that?
They're like that much.
it's
It's
so
like
worth
$16,
it.
and
Gotta
you're
try
like.
it.
So I had honeybees at my house when I was younger, and that's why I got to try it. But I've never bought it from a store. But man,
I bet you though, it's like anything else. The homegrown shit is like
and also just
That's
not
what you
spending
want.
exorbitant amount of money on that.
right. Aren't they self-sufficient? Like,
Bees?
yeah.
I don't think
You
so.
got to do a lot of
Didn't
shit
we-
to 'em?
okay, literally 2 guests ago, someone came on. He's like, I had 3 bee colonies, and within 2 years, they all died from colony collapse. He's like, it was depressing. I'm like, that's a big fucking bummer. You can have a new one. Do you want another one?
I mean, I'll smoke this shit.
You can cash it. Cash it. Here's another.
Cash it?
Here's another. Ready for this? I'm gonna right into the camera.
Okay.
Matolia CBD and CBG joint. Just like paid advertisement. It's unpaid advertisement. I actually just genuinely really enjoy their products, but it's always fun to fuck around. I may smoke another one as well.
Go ahead. I'll take another little shot with you. You want to get the?
Let's do it. I may have taken like yeah. Let's do it. It's funny. I think I've taken like a shot or two, but like before you have.
Yeah.
Between us, but again, I said I'd get drunk this show. I need actual shot glasses. That's. What would you say that is, Kenzie?
That's probably a shot and a half.
It's a shot and a half.
Maybe
I'd say.
2.
Someone called it a party shot, and I'm like, I'll go with that. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess you got to drive in like a little while, don't you?
Yeah, I don't want to go too hard.
Smart. I don't have to drive, you dummy. No, I'm kidding. Cheers.
Cheers.
Liquid death.
Give us free water, dummies.
Idiots.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's kind of mean. Idiot. What a
Nah.
moron.
I'm all for it. Call people out.
And how do you like do it in like a light, nice, easy way? But I'm like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Are jokes worth making even if they make people like mad or uncomfortable or
Yes.
like upset? I
Yes.
agree. Thank you.
See, me and my girlfriend, we disagree on this. I'm all about intent versus like how it's received. I think the intent matters. I think it's important to know where the person's coming from. If it's a joke, it's a joke.
Yeah, or someone's
If
like
they're
being
serious.
rude.
They're serious,
Dude,
right?
The last guy in the show, literally, so like 3 hours before he showed up, he came on. He's like, "Yeah, I have my so there's lymph nodes in your body and lymph nodes in your head, and my lymph nodes are expanding because
What's
I
a
don't
glymph- hold on,
because I
what's
don't
a
sleep.
glymph
I know
node?
exactly. We said the same thing.
Okay,
So it
go
doesn't
ahead.
drain my proteins, which is the precursor to Alzheimer's and stuff. I'm like, oh, so you're like the Rihanna song "Love on the Brain," but instead you got proteins on the brain. And I'm like, as soon as I said it, I'm like, is that mean to like kind of like poke fun and like play light of someone's like severe medical?
He's
was
lived
chill.
with it, right? He
It
brought
was
it up.
Really, it was
It's-
really recent.
yeah, it's pretty
Like it
recent.
just happened. He's like,
And
yeah, the
it's kinda-
doctors don't know what's wrong with me, and then they're starting to say this, and I'm like,
It's pretty serious.
if for some reason it's my automatic response to joke about. Like Thomas here came on the show and he's like, yeah, my dad died 2 days ago. And I'm like, how can I make a joke of this? I'm like, Tiger, that's not the right response here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just like steered away from the topic. I'm like, that's maybe not the exact right
it's not
response.
your strong suit.
I was gonna name it Dead Dad episode or just like R.I.P.
no,
or
don't
like
do
a
that.
tombstone emoji, and I texted him like, probably shouldn't name it this, should I?
Did he say no?
He's like, name it Goofy as my dad or something, like relating to his dad, but not saying my dad died. In the middle of the show, because Kenzie's dad also died, I was almost like, you joined the
R.I.P.
Dead Dad crew.
Yeah.
But
Fun.
It is.
Good stuff.
you can join the Dad is in Honduras crew, right? Or
Yeah.
is he in Idaho now, or
No, he's in Iowa.
Iowa? Really
Oh.
close. That was a good
Yeah,
guess, right?
Good
Same
guess.
diff.
Yeah, that was surprisingly
Not
good
much
guess.
different, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's out like doing some traveling and shit. He just came to Oregon. We met up and talked. It was actually pretty cool.
Did he give you more cigars?
No, I've been waiting for those cigars.
So everyone knows you gave me like a pack. It was like 5 or 6 really nice, massive, fat Honduran cigars, dude.
Yeah,
It was
rolled
dope.
in the mountains.
It was dope. I smoked them with my dad. I smoked them with people. I'm like, these are fucking something else. They're literally like that thick.
Yeah, they're official. They're made of like, I don't know that much about cigars, but
Yeah.
he told me there's some good shit, and I trust him.
They're their swishers there. They're like literally the cheapest thing you can get
backwoods.
there.
He
Yeah.
just- That's why he sent me like 40. They were like $5 for 40.
So if you like nicotine, do you just smoke like dirty bowls, or do you also smoke like straight up cigarette? I guess you just said cigarettes.
I do when
Loser.
I drink, but
Kidding.
honestly, I haven't had a cigarette in forever. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Forever.
Would I turn one down? No. But do I go out of my way to seek them?
It's a good way to be about it.
Nah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I stick to dirty bowls. I like the dirty bowl. I like the head rush with it. That's my thing.
Nice. The head rush is surprisingly nice, isn't it? Funny. I said, did you ever hit a Juul?
Yeah, I love Jules.
We just got off Jules maybe like 8 or 10 or 9 days ago now, and we still crave them occasionally. But I'm like, dude, the head rush is
Yeah.
so
Oh,
nice.
See,
so
that's
much.
yeah. And the views. I got into the views a little bit.
What are VUSC?
VUS or VUS. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the really cheap
can't
city ones.
spell.
Jeremy Dirtball, he came out. You may see him rap sometime.
Yeah.
We were hanging out with him. He's like, yeah, I got like a budget vape, and I like tasted it on my
It's
tongue,
awful.
and it was really hard.
I
for me.
tasted it on my tongue.
on my tongue, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, I don't need a head rush that bad.
Yeah.
It's much like people who like bring around blow. They're like, You get it? You take blow, and then you have a conversation with me to the point where I'm like, this isn't worth it. It's exactly how I felt about views that time where I'm like, this nicotine head rush isn't worth this horrible taste.
This is a very one-sided relationship and not in my favor. Like that type of thing.
This is exactly the thing. No one's like, hey, you want some free blow? And then we'll just like have fun or go. But it's like, all right, now we're gonna talk for like 20 minutes.
Can I put my life on your shoulders real quick? I'll give you a line, but can I just tell you about what I'm going through, my friend?
Hey, are you in the mood to be vented at for about 20 minutes? And I'm gonna be pretty emotionally charged this whole time, just as a heads up.
It's gonna be intense and riveting.
It's gonna be intense. A lot of eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
You might both start like our muscles kind of cramp up because it's like that's where I started realizing I'm like I hate this drug. Of all the drugs in the world, I'm like that is not a fun one.
Just start grinding the shit out of your teeth. Can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Chew mastic gum later in the day. I'm like, my jaw feels funny. And like I used to, and I'm like, why did I do that? And for some reason, my brain's like, dopamine, and for free, take it. And I'm like, no longer.
No. See.
No.
Free drugs, they're good and they're bad. They have the consequences. I don't know if I told you about the time I took free acid at a party at 3 a.m.
No.
Had my biggest life revelation, bro. Like, don't literally, don't do free acid. Especially not at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was the one stipulation, too. He was like, it's free if you take it now. And I was like, all right.
There's something about free drugs where you're like, oh, valuable, take it. And you're like, this is the most expensive drug I've ever taken in my life.
It cost me so much.
So were you like up all the next day? What happened?
I ended up at I'll make it short, relatively.
Make it long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at the party, right? The homies, everyone's out getting it, dancing, drinking, drunk, done.
Nice.
It's a good night.
All the way till 3 a.m.
All the way till 3 a.m. This guy walks up. He has some acid in his pocket. He's talking about it. I go say what's up because I'm curious. I love acid. I want to do some acid.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it then though. That was the thing. I was like, I'll buy it. But he was like really, really big on, no, bro, it's free.
It's free.
Just take it now.
You're just like, oh, this is delicious. Like throw it behind you, like the classic, like Austin Powers. You throw it behind your mouth.
In the bush and try to go find it with a flashlight. I should have thought of something, but I was also fucking wasted. So that's the thing.
Like, so, I'll take it right now. I won't be anything that strong.
That's the move, right? So I did. I took the acid, and very quickly I realized I'm the only one out of the friend group that's still at the party. Yeah. And I'm drunk, but the acid hasn't kicked in yet.
You're around strangers.
I'm around strangers, but I'm still in a good mood. So I'm like vibing. I'm still dancing, getting my little groove on. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning now. I'm feeling it. I'm like walking. I'm like, okay. I realize it's 5 in the morning. I'm like, well, I got to do something now. Like, I can't just stay here at the party.
Everyone else is kind of wubbing down. They're like, all right, we're going to go. Did the acid guy leave at that time?
Yeah, they were gone immediately. I never saw them again ever in my life. Ever. I still haven't. If you're out there, I'm looking. I want some more free acid. I end up on my grandma and grandpa's couch after calling my ex, calling my mom. She has to like work in the. I was desperate, just wandering downtown. I ended up in the back of my truck. I found my truck, but I had the wits about me to not drive. Luckily,
and that had the tires that were like burnt to the literally about to pop tires.
Oh, bro, of course,
of
course. I was out there partying. I wasn't worried about tires.
When I was living with my parents, you came out and my dad's immediate thing was like, dude, his tires are gonna pop like literally tomorrow.
They should have.
And I told you, and you're like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm like, all right.
I definitely didn't get new tires either. I sold that truck as is. Nice. $2,000.
Literally, the tires are perfectly smooth. It's like a racing truck or something.
That's why I told him it's just skids. It's skids. But yeah, no. So I ended up at my grandma and grandpa's. I had the revelation that if someone ever asked me, like, what is acid like? I was like, you're sitting on a couch, right? You feel like your skin is turning inside out. You're like, you go flesh, skin. You see everything, all the colors, all the beautiful things. You realize what life is about. You think, but in reality, you just sitting in the dark grinding your teeth. Like that's what acid is. That's all it is, and that's all it needs to be. Like that's what I understood. I understood acid that day.
It may not have been acid. For some reason, acid doesn't make me grind my teeth at all. Acid makes me like, I feel like I'm water, I'm like, for some reason I'm uncomfortable and I want something to change. I don't know what it is. I don't have the energy or the body, like the motor function to change anything. I guess I'll just sit out here stressed for like
That's what it's
8
like for you?
hours.
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
have that
sometimes
experience.
it's really fun. Wait, the experience you described was horrible. My skin's turning inside out, and I'm sitting grinding my teeth. What about that sounds fun?
I mean, it wasn't. But I thought that I understood life at that point. That's the other important part of it was I thought I was, like, understanding things and shit. Next day, I don't remember anything. Like,
It's with the, remember with the thing? And they're like, I don't know. It's like literally explaining a dream where someone's like, I don't care at all.
Bro, exactly. And you're like, no, if I could just remember this detail,
Yeah.
it'll all make sense.
It would click into place. You remember the
And
detail?
they're like, no, I still don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yes. That's acid.
That's acid.
That's
It's literally
acid.
chaos for about 8 to 12 hours. Where you're like, and then I was like playing a harp, but the harp was like my energy, and the whole universe was everything. And you're like, that's why we don't invite you to parties, my man.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. Hey, you ever notice how you come here and then you just kind of spout off to everyone? You're like, this is what the life is, man. Life is just your time and then your energy, and you figure out how you spend it, and then you wake up from a dream, and you're like, everyone's like, we're trying to get laid tonight.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
trying to
where's the
send
bottle?
everyone. Yeah. Where's the vodka? We're not trying to send people into these like psychological loopholes where they question their reality.
Yo, you said you made this table, though?
I made the table.
Is this like that or not plasti dip?
Yes.
You know,
Resin?
resin?
Epoxy? Yeah.
Yes. Was it
It's-
hard?
You say that on the wrong day, my friend. So I painted it with acrylic paint mixed with Floetrol, which is like glue-ish stuff. Boom, paint. And then a layer over it is of epoxy. And then we're like, that was so easy. I didn't even measure it. And then we have these other 2 tables that we're making. And the epoxy, I didn't add enough hardener to it. Like, wrong ratio, didn't mix it enough. They're tacky 5 days later. They have spiders, they have bees, they have flies in them.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Literally, when you leave, I'm going to sober up, and we're going to go pour epoxy on a table.
Got
I guess
you.
tomorrow's Thursday. I have one show tomorrow.
It's been my dream. It's
been her
Like
dreams.
3 weeks since moving in. I'm like, man, I really want these tables. Tiger's like, oh, we'll get them done like first week we move in. We're here a month later.
Yeah. That's life,
This
though.
is my first time sitting on the chair backwards
That's
during the
nice.
show.
I dig it.
Oh,
Yo, I'm getting hot. I'm going to take the jacket off.
it's fucking toasty in here,
Yeah.
man.
Can we, like, block the logo, though? Is that possible? Can we blur it out?
No, how can we
No.
do this? Do you want a different shirt? Do you want to go throw another shirt on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're at 47 minutes right now.
We can we can tough it out. I'll just sweat it out. I
You
don't give
sure?
a shit.
I could throw you that shirt right there.
Nah, you've been let's just keep it.
Dude,
Let's-
that's the thing. No one understands when they move into a second-story apartment. They're like, hey, I have to have an AC running 24/7 or else I'm going to be fucking toasty. And in here, like, we don't want the whole rest of the house to smell like joints or whatever, the CBD
this.
J's.
Yeah.
So we, like, block off the door, and we, like, I mean, how much does that even help, having, like, a little HEPA filter, like, blow out toward the window? I'm toasty. As the next door neighbor would say, like, we're engaging our lizard brain. We're, like, hot, and you start, like, relaxing into a chair. You're like,
Right.
who the fuck
Melting.
cares
Melting.
or knows,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the headspace we're in. And honestly, the person who was you met some really, really close, good friend of mine named Zubair. He was like, we could drink a little Svedka after if you haven't smashed it. I'm like, dude, I am not going to drink half a fifth with someone. In the middle of the day, they have to drive home. I have stuff to do. I'm like, no,
You can't do
there
that.
will be plenty left, man.
Yeah.
But, like, I know. And, like, that's the weird thing about drinking with people on the show. So you came on twice before. This is your 3rd appearance. I never had alcohol or joints or anything because, again, I didn't live at home. And now this is my home. That's studios in my fucking house. I get to be like, dude, I can drink. I don't need to drive home.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, the guest does, though. So I'm like, should I encourage the guest to, like, just drink? Hey, take 2 or 3 shots really quick right now so you're sober by the time I'm kicking you out of my house.
Right.
Or is it like, yeah, just drink and drive drunk? Who cares? Risk
I
it.
think if this is a real contemplation,
Real
I think
is.
let the guests live their own, like, decide their own
That's what
destiny.
I've been doing. But what about that one day where, like, they get pulled over and then I feel guilty because I'm like, I fed them that alcohol.
I think there's a line. Let me clarify.
They're blackout drunk.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Get
You
the
can't
fuck
do
out.
that. You
Get
can't
outta
let the
here.
people go. They're blackout. Yo, fair warning, everybody. If your homies blackout, please don't let them drive. It's not worth it.
Them. Give me the keys. I want to control a vehicle.
Yeah, but I mean,
like a
everyone's
video game.
everyone's gonna have their night where they do it. I can't. I just told everybody I had a DUI, but I'm just
that's
saying
hilarious. How
people
drunk
do
were
it.
you when you got that?
I mean, I wasn't sauced. I was
You're
I was
driving decent.
drunk
Did you
enough.
get pulled over by like speeding or swerving or what even happened?
So I was drunk enough to be stupid. I was like doing dumb shit behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And then someone called the police.
You're
on
doing
me
donuts in a
for that.
parking lot?
No, I was just going fast through the streets, like just
Yeah.
driving reckless.
You drove back with me in the back of a pickup trunk once. You might
Yeah.
not remember that.
No, I remember.
Dude, you're the guy. You got a craziness car. You're like, what, GT5, GT8
No,
or
it was an
something?
RX-8.
An RX-8.
Yeah.
And I've never driven a stick shift. And I'm kind of high. And you're like, yeah, man, do you want to try driving this? And it's in
I
a
was like,
parking lot.
yeah.
I'm driving a stick shift for the first time in my life at like 16.
Yeah.
In a parking lot. I'm like, literally, I think I like back up and I make one corner and then I stop and I'm like, I'm going to get out now, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like,
going
I'm
to crash
done.
your fucking
Yeah.
car.
That's what life's all about, bro. That's what
Giving
life's
people
all about.
opportunities.
It was fun. It was, bro. I had a dumb car at 17. Like that was fun. I got to do a lot of dumb shit, and
This is
I
a fun car.
survived. Yeah,
The audio system was so
dope.
nice.
It only lasted a month too. I blew the engine up, so it's like wasn't that bad. It was just a
Wasn't
good
that
little
bad.
month, you know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
really nice, fun month. I'm glad I got to ride in it. Recently, we drove in a Tesla, and now I'm like, if we ever have the chance to like
Hot.
lease or buy a Tesla,
Hot
that
for
is gonna
Tesla.
happen.
Bro, Teslas are dope.
They're so dope. It was one of like the
So
flats,
fast.
so it was like really fast. It was
Yeah.
like, scary fast.
Like just put you in your seat.
yeah,
type
it
shit.
was
Yeah.
exactly like that. So then we were like, Kenzie and I were like, okay, we don't need like we're not people who like need a lot of money in our lives, but like we need enough money to have a Tesla.
right.
And then we walk down Eugene in the middle of the day and we see like 3 people muttering to themselves and we're like, oh, we're grateful for what we have.
Right.
This is a fucking sketchy place.
But you gotta have things you like too. I'm all for that. Like
Right.
if you're gonna work for something, get it, buy it. You know what I mean? I've always like, I don't know. I also like gaudy things, so I'm biased.
Yeah.
But I think if you're gonna work for it, like you deserve it.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There's something too. I just bought a Kanye merch thing today. Did I already say that? I did.
Yeah.
I am schmeamered.
It's a good show.
Live on the show. Again, like at the beginning of the show, I'm like, I even told Kenzie like an hour before, I'm like, I'm going to get drunk this show. I'm like, lesson learned. Don't get drunk on the show.
I mean,
But
it's
I'm having
worth
fun.
it.
You're like
Yeah.
a guest though. I feel comfortable enough where I'm like, I can get drunk and like, who gives a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and you're a good talker. Like, you can just kind of share a fun story for a while about doing acid at 3 a.m. or like just fun stuff like that.
Don't do drugs,
But
kids.
Don't. Well, if
If
they're offered to you for free at 3
it's
a.m.
free at 3 a.m., you can do it, but
And you-
just
wait,
beware.
And if you do, you learn out the meaning of life. That's a pretty convincing argument if we're being honest. You look into the-
Sold me.
I like that. That's my camera.
That's so funny. That's
Camera
my
one.
camera now.
Yeah.
I know. It's been very tough. Honestly, setting up this room, we moved in. It took about a week to get everything set up.
Yeah.
And then even since then, dude, I have like 6 HDMI cables to 3 cameras because they like burnt out. It didn't work.
Nah.
And I'm like, I just want this to be nothing but like a comfortable room where we come in, Kenzie can press like 3 buttons and the show
It
runs.
just goes, yeah.
But dude, setting up a fucking thing where I do every show, I forget to even write a person's name on chalkboard. How can I expect to like get things even better?
I got a dope ass name too. You really missed out.
I fucked up, man. So people listening right now, I'm gonna slow roll about the episodes back to like twice or 3 times a week. I need to spend time cutting clips. I mean, think about this, man. Boom, Jordan taking free acid at 3 a.m. That's a clip.
That's
So
a clip.
cool. So cool.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a
like
clip.
things like that need to happen because no one's gonna like be on YouTube scrolling. Because I'm specifically not posting it or marketing it anywhere.
Right.
I'm like, how long does it take to get into YouTube's algorithm? And then I'm like, who sees a video on the side that's 1 hour long and like, just 2 people I don't know talking
Never
about a
seen them
talk?
before in
Yeah,
my life.
dude, I listen to an hour-long episode, but if
Yeah.
it's like a quick, like, 57 seconds of a person telling a story about taking acid at 3 a.m., I'll click on that.
You give it a watch.
I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
So like that's what I need to do. And by doing an episode every single day, I am just like burnt to the. I'm literally toasted. It's what 3 a.m. and I'm like I go in and I tell Kenzie I'm like, all right, the video's out of the uploading to YouTube now, and they'll be uploaded by the time we wake up. And I'm like, this is not the vibe. This is
No,
not the way
yeah.
it's gonna work
Start
out.
slow rolling it. Get the clips going. Clips will get people into it too, because then that little bite, then they come. You know. what I mean?
Okay, well I'll
Easy.
listen to the whole episode, or they click on another link or another clip, and they're like,
Right.
what's a full episode like? And they're like, oh, it's surprisingly nice.
It's
And then
worth it.
boom, they're like
Yeah.
3 episodes deep, got you hooked. If you're listening right now and you got clipped by the Jordan Parmenter, because I mean, if I do clip this episode, taking a free acid at 3 a.m., thank you for you're my demographic.
Yeah. Shout out.
You're people watching YouTube at 2 a.m. looking for a funny story.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there so many times where I'm like, kind of inebriated. I'm like, I just want something to just like be chill and watch.
Right.
You know?
That's the best thing. I like ending my night. Nice YouTube video. Nice little dirty bowl.
Yes.
It's a good time.
It's the
Don't even
best
trigger us. There's
feeling.
nothing more than I want nicotine right now. Like,
Yeah,
an
sorry.
actual, again, like Zens are nothing compared to like an actual dirty bowl.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then I'm killing myself. Like I gotta look at myself and be like, you smoke tobacco, and I'm like,
That's the thing, but it's like, yeah, I'm gonna quit soon. I was about to go in on like this thing, but my lungs.
wait, let's go in on this thing. Buy like a pack of American Spirit like pre-roll stuff.
I mean, no, I buy. Listen, I'm dirty, bro. I tried to tell you.
What's
I tried
dirty
to tell
even
you.
mean? You smoke
Backwoods.
Swisher? Backwoods aren't that bad, are they?
I mean, for a dirty bowl, it's a little excessive. I used to
think
do like
Backwoods
a
are
nice tobacco.
I think
They're cool.
it's funny. If anything, I was like, maybe I'll go buy a pack of Backwoods and just like put them in a bowl with some CBD, like cut up a joint, like
Ooh.
get some CBD.
They're tough to smoke. They're really like thick.
So what would you buy instead?
For a cigar,
what's like a nicer tobacco for you?
a
you
nicer
say-
tobacco.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
like shout out Hunky Dory, local tobacco shop. Bro, they got some good selections all in a jar. They'll let you smell it. They'll like talk to you about it. It's pretty cool.
Really?
And then right around the corner in that
And you
same
can put it in a
building-
bowl with weed and smoke, and you get a head rush.
Hell yeah.
You want to try
Totally forgot about that place.
that? Would you want to
They're-
try some OK tobacco in like a bowl?
Nah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess
I've had my share.
literally I have a PAX. That's what the PAX is for, is tobacco.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now that I'm curious.
That I'm
about.
tempted in if it gets it like just toasted enough to like get a head rush.
Mm.
Okay, well maybe we have fun. Okay, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. We like end the episode of me. I mean, we're at like 1 hour. Are
Yeah.
we? I have no perception
You
of
are
time right
4
now.
minutes away from being at 1 hour, so it's
We
up to
call
you
it?
guys.
You've kicked me the nicotine rush, man. I don't know what you're doing.
Let's
Call it.
Me,
Get you
I'm-
some nicotine.
Let's call it. I was seriously
Go ahead.
sitting here. I'm like, I'm having a wonderful time, and then you like triggered the like nicotine trance in me, where I'm like,
Salivating.
dude, what I would do for a head rush right now. This
That's
is
good.
Jewel or Zens just aren't the thing. I have to spit a bunch. So like this. Yeah,
It's not worth it.
It's not the same. I have them around in case like heavy cigarette smokers come on the show, where like literally 20 minutes in they like start dancing around. I'm like, hey, you can have a Zen to just chill
It
them the
helps.
fuck out.
It helps a little.
And
bit
then
to
I ended up
curb.
taking them and getting addicted to them.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Zen, bro. I noticed my legs been going like I'm high as shit too. That was the other things. I already came in high as fuck.
Of course.
So
Lovely.
I'm off like four substances right now.
CBD
like,
doesn't count as a substance.
Okay,
Oh,
three
now that you've tried,
substances?
do you even feel it? It's that subtle that compared to alcohol and weed, you almost don't notice it, do you?
Yeah, this was just like exercise for me.
Something fun to
Comfortable.
smoke.
Yeah,
That's what I like, and it's chill. I think it'll all just wipe off
Okay,
with any
sorry.
luck. There's
I'm
melt
s- I'm
tables.
such
Yeah,
a
that's from
shitty
Jordan Parmenter.
I'm so bad.
Fuck episode 123, I think now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, your episode's gonna come out in 2 days. I did 2 shows today. I put one different background for every episode. So like when people watch on YouTube, they're like, same background. That means it's the same day as this episode.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, I'm like, I want it to be like a cool thing where like I have a different light design every time, right?
Oh.
It's becoming way too much.
Oh, that shit's like morphing and shit. Oh.
know, yeah.
damn. And you got the shout out.
Shout out. Hey, I get to punch you. No, kind of thing. Like, you looked at it.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
fair.
part of me is, I'm like, I wonder if guests care that I have that design. And I'm like, I'm not going to let politics ruin a good joke.
Nah,
Nah.
it's funny.
It's funny.
I'm gonna be honest.
Thank
I don't
you.
really get it, but it's cool.
I don't really get
I know
it
it's
either.
controversial, and I'm for it.
Thank you. And it's been such a thing in so much of my life. Like, literally since high school, where it's like, oh, get it? You get to punch you. And it's like, such a stupid joke that it's funny.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm with it.
Sometimes it's something stupid enough. Where
Oh, I know that game.
yeah.
Damn.
You hold it
nostalgia.
anywhere. If someone, you can get anyone, they just like kind of like they're looking at your dick.
Yeah.
You, like you look at their like leg, and it's not. You
I
didn't
mean-
even look. You were really good there, and then you're like, I get to punch you, dummy.
See, this ain't my first rodeo now. You
You
got me the
fucking
first
idiot.
time. Fool me once. No, I'm just
But yes, thank you very much. Do you want to plug your
Oh, shit.
your? Do you have an album on Spotify? Anything on?
Yeah.
Anything? Yeah.
Spotify, there's actually, I got a feature track up. If you look up Young Tenji, Young, I think it's YUNG
I'll put a link to it in the description.
space
Will you text it to me?
TENJI. Yeah, I will. That's the homie. He's another
It'll be in the
local artist. Shout him out.
Yeah.
I got a feature song on there. Go check that out. It's pretty cool. I got a little feature verse on there.
You got an audio interface and a mic now. Do you record your own music?
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm still going hard.
But just not up on like Spotify.
Nah.
Dude, you can get a song on Spotify for $10 or an album for like $40.
I bought spots. I'm waiting until I feel like it's something that I can be.
Put your name behind.
Yeah. I wasn't as proud of the results. It was dope. I don't want to seem ungrateful. Like, I still have daily listeners. Shout out everybody that's listening. But just impact-wise, like, I just want to feel a little bit more. And I feel like I need to put a little bit more behind it.
It
That's
feels
all.
weird to put out a video or like a song or something that doesn't get that many listens, doesn't it? You're like,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't spend any time marketing it or anything, did I?
No, yeah, and that's the other thing
That's
is
how I feel. So I'm like,
yeah.
I just don't even care at this point. I'm like, I'm just gonna put out content.
Why? I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, I just want to put out content. Exactly. And so it's just I'll put out music when I feel happy with it, satisfied with it. I'm in a grind mode right now. It's been a while, but it's coming.
Yeah, I like it.
Heck
Hell yeah.
Kenzie, are you down to go to Honky Dory?
Sure.
Dope.
Trip to Hunky Dory.
Yeah, you want to come?
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool. All right, she's
All right.
sober.
Let's get it.
Let's go get it. Lots of love, everyone. Take care. Hit the gong, and we're fucking out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
There's a gong.
Bye, everybody.
That's the outro sound.
And that's it.
Hell yeah.